I am joined by Taylor men's track and field head coach Derek Gay to look back at the 2021 outdoor season for he and the Trojans. And first off, Derek, what was it like to have your first season here at Taylor come to a close and get your first season out of the way?
Yeah, I think maybe this year more than any other year, it's kind of nice to get it done and over with. I think we're all a little tired of dealing with the COVID stuff, but I think we handled it really well, both as a track team, but also as a combined program. You know, two head coaches, a lot of administrative stuff to kind of deal with the COVID regulations and all that. I just think we did a fantastic job overall. So definitely looking forward to hopefully not having to deal with that next year, though. So.
You guys just got back from Gulf Shores as a part of the 2021 Outdoor National Championships. You took 9 athletes down there to Gulf Shores, had two All-American performances. Overall, what did you think about the nine athletes that went down there to compete?
Yeah, I felt like we did a really good job. It's always hard to compete in that heat. I think for the most part, it was actually early on in the week, a little bit more temperate than it has been in the past. So that definitely helped us out. Certainly, it benefited the longer distance races. You know, the 10K. Obviously, that's a really long one to be out in the heat. They moved the time a little bit later this year, but yeah, I think overall, just a solid performance on the guy side.
That's a great segue. I wanted to talk about one of those two All-American performances, obviously, and the distance program has been well documented. The men's national champions this year, but one of those men's cross-country national champs was Alex Helmuth. He took All-American honors in the 10,000 meters, went sixth place overall. And you mentioned they run those races at night because of the high humidity and the high heat down there
Yeah.
at Gulf Shores. What it was like to watch Alex compete and bring home the sixth place overall finish.
Yeah, well, again, kind of going back to some of the COVID stuff and some of the different things we had to deal with. I actually didn't get to watch it in person, so I'm sitting, scrolling on the live results and just kind of seeing splits as he goes by, and he just had a fantastic race. Um, a lot later in the evening, I think they ran close to I don't want to say 10 or 10:30 at night, if I'm remembering right, and that makes for a long day for the athletes, but coaches too, having to come back and maybe early practices the next day, but man, the kid can run. Like, I don't know what else to say. He's just a stud. It's a lot of fun to kind of see him, getting to know him a little bit at the beginning of the year during cross country, and then kind of see what they did and um, indoor and outdoor. Yeah, he had a fantastic season overall. So.
One of the younger members of the men's track and field team was Liam Hesting, the sophomore thrower, came through with an All-American nod in the discus,
Yeah.
longest throw of his career at just over 48 meters. But I think the biggest thing about Liam's performance was not that he finished eighth, which is awesome, but that he
Yeah.
was seated 21st in the discus in the whole thing, and he came out and threw 13 places better than what he was seated.
Yeah, the way the qualification system works too. Actually, we had debated whether we were even going to enter him, honestly, because we were. It ended up working out well, but if we had had maybe one more B standard, we disc for him might not have even been an entry. So it's kind of funny. Just goes to show you how much coaches know. But yeah, we were sitting there. He had a decent throw in the prelims. I think he was sitting first after his flight, in the disc, and there's two more after him. All of them seated better. A lot of guys didn't throw well. Just goes to show you, it's kind of anybody's game on the day of. Everybody starts at zero, so he had a decent enough throw. He snuck into finals and actually improved a little bit after that. And All American, it's just a fun way for I think him in particular to end the season. Kid was in and out of quarantine. He had kind of a rough go of it. Always listed as close contact, but and then having to kind of navigate football and track during the same season. But yeah, I don't think it could have happened to a better person. He handled everything that happened this year just very professionally, super mature kid, and ended up going All American. So it was definitely fun to see.
Definitely a bright future for Liam. And then a couple other top performances. Damon Knowles, the pole vaulter, came through and had a nice performance in the pole vault. Then your couple of steeplechasers as well set things up pretty well for the future.
Yeah, with Damon, kind of interesting. We I don't want to say we expected more, but he actually performed maybe even above what we thought based on the circumstances. A lot of people don't know he kind of tweaked his hamstring a little bit at the league meet. We'd kind of been nursing him a little bit. Felt really good the week of nationals and had a decent meet. So he was feeling a little tight. I think he would have liked to, maybe sneak into that top 8. But based on the circumstances and him being a sophomore, come back for 2 more years, I think he's in a really good spot for the future. And yeah, both steeplechasers will be back. I think they were, it's kind of one of those things. I think they were excited, but a little disappointed how they finished. I thought they ran well based on a really long week. It went straight to finals. We didn't really know that until kind of we got there. And that's always, mentally you're preparing for that prelim race. So them having to kind of get prepared and then, find out, oh, we actually are racing 2 days later than what we thought, sort of a thing. But I thought they ran great. Very excited about both Connor and Sam coming back too. So should be a good year next year, I think.